Okay, today we're going to look at how do you train whilst away or when you're in a routine as a football player to minimise drop-off in fitness. Now, I just want to give you a quick look at this. This is effectively an idea of how fitness is going to be impacted over, say, a month, alright, so 30 days. So as you can see, aerobic fitness and maximal strength actually hangs around a lot longer than you probably think. You could, in theory, do very little for 30 days and still have decent levels of aerobic fitness and maximal strength. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not going to just stay exactly how it is from day one, but more of it's going to hang around, but it's going to take longer to decay, as it says here. So it's going to take longer over 30 days. So if you had a graph, of a 30-day period, and that was a 30-day window there, and you have a line, I'll try and get this bang on here. It's superb for me. Obviously this is going to drop off over time, the fitness. This is day 30, this is day 0. You're going to have all these different qualities on this graph. So aerobic endurance on day 30 is still going to hang around. It's going to start here and slowly dip off. Don't quote this graph angle here, I'm just giving you a visual to consider it. So that aerobic fitness is going to drop off a lot not as long as, say, speed, which might drop off a lot quicker over 7 days, like that. And then obviously by the time you get to day 30, you've lost a lot of those speed gains that you had. And then you look at strength endurance, that's sort of 15 days, sort of 10 to 20 aerobic glycolytic endurance, which is just like, see that as the typical lactic acid burning sensation sort of running you do where your legs are on fire, heart blowing out your backside. That's going to be like 12 to 22 days. And then max strength and aerobic endurance is 30 days of 25 to 35. So in a nutshell, to try and keep things simple for you, if I just draw a couple of simple things, alright, so if we go week 1, week 2 to 3, week 3 to 4, and then I'd say week 4 plus. Okay, brilliant, beautiful. Right, cool, so we go in here. This is when you can probably, like, honestly, I wrote it here, I think, actually. If I move this thing, like, let's just have this as a bit of a reminder. So look, if you're away for 7 days, you're on holiday for 7 days, just relax, enjoy yourself. Don't worry about fitness, honestly. If you've booked a holiday and you paid money for a holiday, don't be that guy who's worrying about the six pack or worrying about getting to the gym every 2 minutes. Just enjoy yourself. Eat the food you want, have some drinks. If you're someone who naturally gravitates towards healthy food anyway, I know I do when I'm on holiday, I actually genuinely like mostly healthy food anyway. Just, I prefer meats, I prefer salads, I like rice, I like potatoes. That's what I enjoy to eat. Now, the difference is when there's chocolate or pizzas or burgers or a few beers, I just don't second guess myself. Whereas if I was in a fitness routine at home, I might go, do you know what, I'll only have one slice of pizza. Do you know what, I'll have 1 or 2 pints and then I'll leave it. But on holiday, that might go out the window and I'll still eat healthy for the most part, but then when I'm having my chocolate, a burger, a pizza, or pints, I'm just going to go toe and enjoy myself. Do the same thing. It's 7 days, nothing's going to get lost. You're not going to lose muscle, you're not going to lose strength, speed, power, or anything like that. Now, at the you might lose a tiny bit of speed here, like minimal, but unless you're an elite level athlete, I would not stress about this whatsoever. Now, that's week 1, so I'm just going to say week 1, if you had to do anything, speed, right? That's the thing to be most concerned about. So speed would mean, that means, if you want to do something, do something. If you don't panic. But if you're going to do a speed workout, then you only need to do, like, you're going to laugh at this, but probably like 3 to 5 reps of 10 to 30 meters. Alright, that's it. Do a warm up. Let's just keep it simple. Go 5 reps of 10 to 30 meters, and at 90 to 100%. I'll go 95. So 95 means, like, you don't have to break any records, but you're going fast, you're sprinting fast. Alright, that's enough to tell your body, I need this. So you're going to do speed. Now, second week and third week, as you can see, the strength endurance and the glycolytic endurance is sort of to dip off a little bit. So you can go strength, endurance, and glycolytic. So glycolytic, again, I'm just going to call that like lactic acid running, right? Which is not really a thing, but everyone knows what that means, so we'll call it that. So just try and do one session. Alright, one session. If I was you could do 1 to 2 sessions per week. So if you want to do one session, you can combine both these things. Just do some strength endurance work. So let's just say body weight, because you might not have any equipment. Body weight high reps, or weighted high reps, and then you want to go to some shuttle runs or squat jumps like 30 on, 30 off, something along those lines. All right, where you're like, my legs are on fire here. This is it. This is brutal. That's going to just let you tick these boxes. One session. All right, one session you could do 2 to 5 circuit rounds of a high weight, body weight, push-ups, lunges, push-ups, chin-ups, whatever you've got equipment wise. If there's a gym nearby, you can do the same thing. Do some core work and then get some shuttle runs in. Don't overthink it. Just get some of this in. Tell your body, I need this. All right. Now I'm just giving you this step by step, but at the end of the day, you could just you could just train as normal. But if you're like, I want to do minimal and I want to minimise the loss, then week 3 to 4, this is when you need to start considering max strength and aerobic fitness. All right. Again, 1 to 2 sessions would be enough to keep you ticking over, and you're just looking at running heart rate like sort of 70% to say 95% of max heart rate. All right. They can look at a million different ways, and then your max strength lift weights, sort of 3 to 5 sets of 3 to 5 reps. That's for like max strength. You can build a fair bit of strength or general strength around that. You're not going to lose much max strength if you're at least lifting close to your 1 rep max and moving things fast. Also, you can include in here some power work, sort of how you do your sessions anyway. A power exercise and then your strength exercises, main lifts, deadlifts, squats, lunges, split squats, bench press, chin up. You should know what to do by now if you've been going to a gym. And then week 4 onwards, if you're still on holiday, you're a lucky boy. But I would be looking at getting back into some sort of routine. You could sort of get away with this for a little bit longer, but I'd be trying to get 2 to 3 sessions in per week. Probably 3 sessions. Don't have to be mental, but that's what I'd recommend. Now, for more details, obviously, like in a nutshell, you could just go, do you know what, I'm going to scrap off the first week, and then I'm going to go in this weekend here, this whole week 2 to 10, wherever you're away, I'm going to do 3 sessions per week. And in that session, you're going to do power, then strength, and then you're going to do some conditioning at the end. Keep it that simple. You could also do 2 sessions per week. So what's it? That's 3 sessions a week. All sessions the same. You do 2 sessions where it's 2 times gym or strength plus 1 times conditioning, or flip and reverse that, and you can do 1 side strength and 2 times conditioning. It doesn't really matter, whatever your preference is. It's going to be loose because you're on holiday. Now, in terms of gym, don't have access to a gym, what you can do is, let me get this up. Okay, so in the studio programs in the Football Fitness app, there's different studio programs. So in here, what will be in here for you, it will be a travel workout. All right, so travel workouts you can follow, and then on top of that, when we go to workout collections, there'll be conditioning. As you can see, I'm currently doing the draft for that. There'll be some conditioning workouts in there. You can just pick it as a menu just to keep you ticking over. You're not training for anything in particular, but what you're doing is you're just trying to make sure that these fitness qualities don't get detrained. Now, be conscious and be content with the idea that your fitness is going to dip off a little bit. And what you might find is the first 2 or 3 weeks of any holiday, you're happy to sort of just let it be loose, but then as time goes on, you're going to want to do something, and then you might go back to your old routine, which is absolutely fine. If you've got a gym, you've got access to a gym consistently, just go into your Football Fitness app and follow the workout that you've always been doing, and you'll be absolutely fine, because you can then test yourself towards things you used to do, use that as your benchmark. Now, if you don't have a gym and you want to travel, then there's bodyweight workouts, there's obviously running you can do and all the rest of it, but they'll be in that travel workout section. So I would say as a minimum, to keep it super simple, you're looking at, I'm at 1 to 3 sessions per week, alright? So some weeks you might only get 1 session in, some weeks you might get 2 sessions in, some weeks you might get 3 sessions in, depending on your holiday, depending on your type of person. You might even get 5 sessions in, but as a minimum, making sure you're getting at least 1 session in those first couple of weeks. And then I'd say probably, I'm going to actually bring that down, I'd say week 3 and 4 starting to get 2 sessions in, and then if you're away for longer, you want to try and keep that up. You could go till 2 sessions, but I think what will happen is, if you start here, there's your fitness level, you go on holiday, you're just trying to minimise this drop off, alright? Because when you come back, you want to be as close as possible to this arrow. So this is a gap between you being away. So if you are doing nothing, it obviously plummets and you have to try and bridge that gap. If you do something, then at least that gap might be gradual, it might be a little bit sharper, you might start going down and then you bring it back up towards the rest of the holiday and it sort of levels off again. But be content with the fact that it will drop off a little bit if you're going to be not doing much, but we just want to minimise how sharp the drop off is. I hope that makes sense. Like I said, you shouldn't have to worry about this stuff because it will be in the Football Fitness app for you. There'll be workouts, but the biggest thing to understand is you're not going to lose a lot of stuff. This stuff hangs around for a little bit more than you probably think, and a lot of times people think, oh, I feel weak or I feel unfit. Mostly it's because you feel like crap because you've not been training, because training does more than just improve the fitness, it improves how we feel, it makes us feel strong, it makes us feel energetic, it makes us feel good mentally and physically. So when you go to a gym and you've got a bit of routine, everything feels better, you feel stronger, you're eating right, you're fueled for it. But if you're on holiday and you've had a few beers the night before and then you try and go to the gym on holiday, you're going to feel a little bit rough and you're not going to feel as strong, you're not going to feel as energetic. And that's completely normal. That's not that your strength's disappeared or your muscles disappeared. It's just you're just not at it that day, and that's fine. So muscle won't disappear overnight. Okay, so even just like I'm talking, as I said, look how low the volume is. Like 3 to 5 sets of 3 to 5 reps of, so that could be like 3 sets of 3 on a trap bar deadlift, bench press, and some heavy rows, and maybe some chin ups and some core work. If that, okay? That may be a 25-minute session. Then you've got your running, like 1 session, doing a really like 4 sets of 4-minute runs. The most basic aerobic power run ever in football, 4 sets of 4 minutes, 3-minute easy jogs, a 30-minute workout. You do that once a week, and you go do strength once a week. That's you in maintenance mode. Like it's not going to, you couldn't be living in that for the rest of your life and just stay where you are, but over the course of 3 or 4 weeks, you'll be absolutely fine. So for anybody listening, don't be concerned if you're on holiday. You're not going to just disappear in muscle. You're not going to lose your gains. So don't panic. But obviously, the longer you go away, you want to be mindful of that gap in between. And if you're on the Football Fitness app, which hopefully you are, you'll have studio programs. And if you don't, and you're like, I can't even do these, all you do is just message me in the app. You can even give me a phone on WhatsApp, whatever it might be, and I'll talk you through what to do. But regardless, have an idea of where you currently are, and this is probably, I'm just going to leave you this before you go to holiday. Before holiday, have benchmarks, like how many chin-ups are you doing? What's your 2 kilometre time trial time? How many push-ups can you do? What do you weigh? Take a photo. What's your estimated 1 rep max trap bar deadlift? So it's like a mini testing period. Alright, you can do that before your holiday. And then if you're on like week 3 and you go, I feel like shit, man, go a 2 kilometre time trial, see how far off it you are. Alright, if you are Want to know, same thing, chin-ups. When you come back, you do that again and you'll see the difference. And once you realise that, do you know what, it was actually quite easy to maintain that, holidays become much better, stressful times in your life become much better because you know how to manage things. You can go into maintenance mode when you have to, and then when you've got a bit of more energy, you can fire things right up and you can really go, do you know what, I want to build here. There's time of the years to build, there's time in the years to maintain, there's times in the year to recover. Alright, hope that makes sense. I know it was a lot of information and very scattered, but I tried to do things as it was popping into my head. Any questions, as always, just drop me a message and keep an eye out on the studio programs for those travel workouts.